have a legal right to warn us. So I'm telling Kenny, this text because he's getting ready, and all of a sudden I hear boom, boom, boom outside. And I'm like, those are bombs. And Kenny's like, oh no, honey, that's just, whatever. He just kind of blew it off. And I hear boom, boom, boom. And I said, those are bombs. I know what bombs sound like. And from my childhood. And so he's like, oh, and then all of a sudden the sirens start going off. So we're trying to hurry up and finish getting ready. We don't know. We have 45 seconds to get to a shelter before impact, right? So we don't even know where the shelter is. We walk past the shelter. We go down the stairs, through the lobby, to the cafeteria. There are bombs going off in the air over our hotel.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
our team is in shelter.
Is it like
because they
8
know what
a.m.,
to
10
do.
a.m.?
It's like 8:30, 9 a.m. by that time. So by the time we get to the cafeteria and there's, everybody's in their safe place, then they start coming out and they're like, oh, where were you guys? And we're like, we didn't know where the shelter was. We're just like, didn't know what was happening. And I think we both were just kind of like, is this anywhere close to us? We just didn't have any idea. So then Will and Moosey and everybody come out with the students, and they all sit down, to eat breakfast. And I'm like, I'm going to go take my vitamins. So I go back to the room, to get my vitamins. All of a sudden, the sirens start going off again. I drop the glass, the little drinking glass, shatter that in my bathroom. And I'm just like, Kenny's texting me, where are you? And I said, I'm in the room. And so I leave the room. I try to go back to where we walk down the stairs to go to the lobby. And there's an IDF soldier saying, stop. Do not come down here, go to the shelter. I said, I have to get to my husband. And he's like, no, he's got a gun and everything. He's like, no, you go back, get in the shelter. Here comes a dad with his 2 little kids running to get in the shelter. He goes, you need to get in the shelter. I said, I need to get to my husband. And then when the IDF soldier stopped me, I said, okay, where's the shelter? So I'm like running, trying to catch up with them. And we go in this little office room, and there's all these people in there. And I just kind of go over in the, not corner, but over to the side by myself. I can't speak the language. I don't see any Americans. I'm just like, here I am. And then one little boy said, Abba, why does the window look like that? And he said, it's a concrete curtain. I heard him speak English. He said, it's a concrete curtain. He said, why? He said, this is the way we live. And I could just see the disdain and fear at the same time. Like, this is what I could feel the anger that this is what my children are having to experience. And I don't want this for them, but there's no choice. You go where it's safe. So then Kenny catches up with Will. I don't know, somehow we all end up in that room together and just praying. And it was just such a crazy time, Tyler. We were praying. I was praying that these Jewish people would have an encounter with Jesus, because we have peace. We're sitting there. There's bombs going off. We have peace. We know Jesus, the Prince of Peace. We leave that room, and then Heidi gets a text some point during that day that Lauren Cunningham had passed away with YWAM.
Yeah.
And I saw the grief on her, but then I saw her also rally to, like, we have a team here. I've got to pull it together. And she just said, I'm so sad. My friend just passed away. And that was it. She knew she couldn't even have that precious time to grieve him. We had to go. We were in and out of bomb shelters all day. Yeah. October 7th. So.
Wow. And the threat, did it make its way how deep into Jerusalem? Like, did you, tell me just what you saw?
So when one of the shelters was in that room on our floor, I think each floor has a shelter. And then the one that's by the lobby, by the cafeteria, you have to walk down and go under. And so we were there, and that's when we were hearing the bombs and seeing them go off over our hotel. So even though the on-ground terrorists were only 30 miles away, the bombs could still be seen over our hotel. I think Will and Kenny have video
Yeah.
when they were supposed to be getting
Of course.
themselves in a safe
It's like
place,
men
and then
during
they're
a-
just like,
Like men during a tornado go out and film it.
right?
Yeah.
I'm like, hello. But what was really precious to me is when we were in the shelter by the cafeteria, I could see the fear on the students' faces, and I was able to share my testimony.
Mm-hmm.
While I was standing there talking to a few of them, and I'm like, it's going to be okay. We're going to be fine.
Yeah.
You know, and Moosey had just read my book. So she's like, where's Rebecca? Where's Rebecca Alonso? Where is she? Because she was like, she was really concerned for me that it would trigger something.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had so much peace.
Yeah.
I just had so much peace. I had already decided as a child that if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out, and I'm just going to go out believing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just going to, you know, what an honor to die for the Lord. You know, I watched my parents live that way. So
So you guys went there. It was the trip of a lifetime.
trip of a lifetime.
You could have never predicted that this was
Never.
going to happen. I remember just hanging out with you guys before you left and praying for you, and would have never guessed that this is what happened. What was it like after October 7th, then trying to get back into the United States?
Yeah. So we're out on the terrace of the hotel, and we can see fires. And so, you know, smoke from where there's been an attack. And Kenny's talking to Will, and Will is like frantically trying to figure out what to do. He's responsible
there's
for all
60
these students.
they're like
over
young
60
adults, right?
Young adults,
Like
on
18
this
to
trip.
25-year-olds?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I look at Kenny, and he goes, you know, we need to leave. And I said, I'm not leaving. I've spent my whole life trying to get to Israel. I am not leaving. He goes, do you see that fire burning over there? Like, because we were up on a hill. We were west of Jerusalem, up on a hill. And it was, here we are, and then here's the smoke burning, and then there's Tel Aviv. And so we could see, you know,
Yeah.
for miles and miles. He said, that's not that far from here. So then my brother calls from America, and he's like, what are y'all doing? You need to get out of there. And I said, well, I don't want to leave. You know, we're not that close to it. So I'm comforting my brother, you know, back in Alabama, saying, don't worry, we're fine. We're not realizing how close we really were to them being able to reach us, you
Yeah.
know. So then it was funny because that night I slept in my clothes. We packed our bags. We put them by the door. I had walked by Heidi's room, and I saw her bags all packed by the door. So I went back and told Kenny, Heidi has all her bags packed by the door. I think we need to do the same thing. So we did that, and then I just slept in my clothes because I said, if we have to jump up, you
Yeah.
know, I'm going to be ready this time. Because last time I was not ready. So we had prayer through the night. People would sign up for an hour to pray and go to a specific place and pray. So Kenny signed up for one of those hours, and then I was fine until that next morning, and I heard pow 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 pow, and I thought at that second, Hamas has made it to our hotel. We have one IDF brave soldier at the hotel lobby that was ready to defend us. One. And I hear this sound, and it was the maids with their carts on the tile floors where the grooves were clicking. Pow, 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 stop. Pow, 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 stop. You know, and that was a little trigger for me. Was I thought they were in the hotel, and then I'm asking Kenny, where do I go? What do I do? What did Will say? Where were we supposed to go? What are we supposed to? Are we supposed to run out the sliding glass doors because we were on that